Hello and welcome back to today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be reorganizing my bookshelves. I had previously kind of hinted that I was going to reorganize my bookcase, and in the last video that I did about my book haul, I also hinted that I was going to reorganize my bookcase, and today's finally the day. But before we start organising, here is a quick badly drawn plan to show you what I hope to do in this video. So as you can see, the top shelf is where the special editions are going to go. I don't have that many currently, and also it's the least accessible shelf, and that's where I want to put the books that I'm not reaching for the most. Then the three middle shelves, fantasy, dystopian and thrillers, are all genres that I reach for quite a lot, so I've made those my most accessible shelves. And then my second to last shelf is actually going to be romance. I'm going to move my retellings from the fantasy shelf to the romance shelf because I feel like they focus a bit more on romance, and I'm also going to be putting my overflow books on this shelf as well. And then for the final shelf is going to be where I put my dictionary, non-fiction books, plays, poetry, and also all of my classics. Not only do I feel like they fit really well there, but also I don't have that many of those like poetry and play books, so they'd fit really nice on that shelf. So while I'm putting the bookends on the shelf, I'll just explain to you why I didn't keep the Funko Pops, because while they were really useful, I felt that I wanted something that, you know, didn't take up much room on the shelf, wasn't very obvious, and just did the job, where the Funko Pop obviously took room on the shelf for books, and also it was very obvious why it was there, it was holding up books. They are very useful though, like if you don't want to get bookends, then you can still use a Funko Pop. These bookends were just from Amazon. They were like on sale for £5, and I got 4 because I have 4 shelves that weren't completely full with books, so I needed something to hold them. And I will say that they have done the job. Like, they hold the books up, they haven't broken, they anything like that, quite sturdy. They are slightly obvious, like on a couple of my shelves, the books that are on the bookends are a little bit higher, but it's only obvious on some of the shelves, and the rest of the shelves you can't really tell. And it's not really seen as from the front either, so I do think they did their job, and I do think they will definitely be worth it. I'll definitely put the link for these specific ones in the description, but you can just go on Amazon and search bookends, and there are lots of other ones. There are white ones, there are clear ones, there are like ones that are like not men, like, you know what I mean, like stick figures holding the books, you know. But they are really helpful and really useful and able to like hold books, and I still think that even when my shelves are full of books, I will use them in the future. The only shelf I didn't show you is the special edition shelf. As you can see, I only have 5, and the shelf is otherwise empty, and that is just because, first of all, I couldn't get a camera angle up here to actually reach me filming, putting the books on. There's also such a small amount of books, I thought there's no point, and the shelf is basically empty because I have room for more special editions. So here's a quick little overview of the bookshelves. As you can see, I have thoroughly organised my books into genres. Compared to shelves like my fantasy shelf, as you can see, it is full to the brim, like even 2 books are stuffed at the back. That's how many fantasy books that I have. And the reason for that is because I have 2 fantasy series, Harry Potter and then Percy Jackson and the continuation Heroes of Olympus, which are such long series that it kind of just adds on to it. My Kindle is still on this shelf on top of the dystopian books. It does have a fantasy book that I have DNF'd, which I talked about on my Instagram. If anyone's wondering why I DNF'd that, my Instagram will be linked in the description below. So really, it probably should go with the fantasy, but I just feel like it fits a bit better on the shelf and it's more accessible. As you saw in my plan, I did stick to the original plan, and I put my 3 most read books in the most accessible and most viewed spot. The only problem I had was the Death Note books, because as you can see, I didn't really have any room. They're currently just placed here because there's the space, but also because I didn't have anywhere else to put them. And they're definitely the only manga that I have or read, and they're probably the only one I'm going to be getting for a while. So I'm not too sure what I'll be doing with that, but I had to move it off the crime and thriller shelf just because I have so many thrillers and crime books that it wasn't like it would be full, and I needed room to grow. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy and I'm glad that I stuck with the plan. I also forgot to add that a lot of the books are pushed forward. As you can see on the dystopian shelf, there's a big gap at the end. My bookshelves are deeper than normal bookshelves, so there is the possibility to double stack. And as you can see up here, I am missing 4 and 5, the last 2 books in the Heroes of Olympus series. Don't worry, I still have those. They are just at the back there. I did not want to double stack until I have enough books to double stack, so I haven't double stacked, so I've just filled the shelf, but they're also just pushed a bit more forward so that they can be seen. But also this does mean that if the shelf gets full, they can be pushed, books that I haven't read or don't want to show can be pushed to the back. Also, I don't know if you can hear me because the camera is very far away from my phone. I did put my Funko Pops at the top, back where they belong, so they're very helpful.